backstage in the green room, the Best Buy Country Music Expo, and maybe the shortest trip in Expo history.
It is
the shortest
awesome.
road trip. Now, let's do Musketeer roll call for Flynnville Train. Let's start with
Brian Flynn,
Tommy Bales,
Brent Flynn, and Joseph Street.
the guys at Flynnville Train. Now, I think it's officially Middletown, Indiana, but kind of from all over in central, east central, north central Indiana. How does one get from Middletown, other than I-70, from Middletown to here?
I-69.
I-69.
and several back roads I work too.
And by way of hanging out with Toby Keith, I understand. How'd you get from there to here?
Well, that was by bus, first time.
Now, we cut our first record with Richard Young from the Kentucky Headhunters.
Okay.
Richard got a copy of that over to Toby. Toby called us up, asked us to come out and play for him at his bar in Las Vegas, and we did, and he signed us that night.
Yeah.
I was listening to the CD in my truck on the way home last night, and the thing that came to mind was Marshall Tucker Band minus the flute.
Yeah.
Is that pretty close?
Yeah, we're working on it.
No, actually, we had the flute, but Tommy wouldn't let me bring it on stage. So get it out.
How would you describe the Flynnville Train experience? What are people going to get later this afternoon on stage?
Well, it's going to be a variety of music this time around. You know, we don't look like a ballad band by any shape or form, but we very much are. And I think the first trip around, a lot of people really didn't get to see who Flynnville Train really was. Because it happened so fast. It's like it never happened. But no, I mean we're a Midwest act. We grew up around central Indiana and Indianapolis, and it's kind of a melting pot of music. So you're going to get a little bit of everything from us.
One thing I got to ask about being on the road as a group. It's one thing a solo artist, he or she gets what she wants, but food-wise, what's the food you got to have when you're on the road? Each of you. And I'm sure it's different
Peanut
for
butter
everybody.
and pizza, I'm good.
Peanut butter together?
No.
Oh, all right.
You know what? When you're a traveling musician, we call it musician steak, whatever you get, hold it, bologna, whatever. We've made several trips across the United States, deadheading, and you'd wake up and you're out in the middle of a desert somewhere with tumbleweeds. Me and Tommy was just talking about the other day, and I don't know. I guess the choice of food is a good hamburger, a good steak.
I tell you what we miss more than anything. We've had pizza from all over the country. We've had Chicago, we've had New York. Nothing beats a good Pizza King pizza.
Nope.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we're always jonesing for that one.
You're not officially a town in Indiana if you don't have
That's right.
I'm
That's
just
right.
going right now.
So now, Preaching to the Choir is the song. I think a lot of folks here in central Indiana, the Midwest, really country music fans around the world are identifying with. Tell me a little about Preaching to the Choir.
Well, the album was basically finished. Really, we were finishing it up when we heard the song, and we was with our management company, Hallmark Direction, in Nashville. Johnny Dorse Sr. and Sheila Shipley. I said, "You need to hear this song." And I remember clearly walking down the hallway as she started playing it. We just kind of looked at each other and grinned. That's everything that you hear on the news. I mean, I get so sick of watching the news because they talk about the same thing, but that song was saying it. Everything that people really think today or are witnessing. And it was one of those songs we played it for the first time in, I think it was Corinth, Mississippi with Blake Shelton. And out of all the shows we've ever played our whole life, when we played that song that night, I felt it, they all felt it. We knew we had something that really connects, with people. I've never seen people get out of their chairs like that and stand up and we were speaking for the people, I guess.
They're definitely right. Definitely not a ballad band. Y'all are going to rock the house through the State Fairgrounds here in just a little bit. Guys from Flynnville Train, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We really appreciate it.